Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is going to mark our 19th. Is that right, Patty? 19th week. I think
Yes,
it's,
it
it's
is.
kind of like childbirth. You don't want to remember how long it's been. You just kind of block it out of your mind, right? Like 19 weeks of doing this seems crazy. And we started this thinking it'd last for a few weeks, and here we are 19 weeks later, and experiencing some things again with lots of different things happening. That's kind of what this has been like. We started and we thought we'd see something consistent after a week or two or three. And the only thing that's been consistent is that it's been changing and we're seeing different things all the time. So thank you guys for being here today. I want to go around and just ask you to introduce yourself a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your real estate business and the area that you serve. And Jeff, you're our guest all the way from Sacramento. So I'll let you go first. So tell us a little bit about you and the areas that you service.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm Jeff Goolsby, Keller Williams in Roseville, and Roseville is just outside of Sacramento. Kind of like, if you're familiar with the area, it's on your way to Tahoe, basically. So we're about an hour and a half away from Tahoe, hour and a half away from San Francisco, especially right now because there's not quite as much traffic. So yeah, I've been a real estate agent. This is my 8th year in real estate. I had a big team when I first got started in real estate. I really wanted to build a big team because I just thought it was awesome and cool. And so we built a good sized team. We had 12 people total. We had agents and support staff. And at the end of 2018, I did not want to be a team leader. I bit off a little bit more than I could chew. I wanted to focus on, actually selling homes and doing business. So I dissolved our team, and now there's 3 of us. It's myself, it's an assistant agent that helps me with all of my clients, buyers and sellers. And it's an administrative employee that helps me with everything else.
So it's small but powerful.
Yeah. I'm really happy to say that this has been my best year ever in real estate so far. So I'm on track to my goal is so I was with another company. I came over to Keller at the end of last year, and I said, as long as I'm on a mission. I need a new company, a new brand, a new support, and I'm going to hit 25 million this year. And I think I'm on track I should hit 30 million if I do everything right. So it's been a great year.
Nice. Even during COVID. So when you do everything right, you'll hit 30 million. That's exciting. Congratulations. Yeah. What about you, Tamara? Tell us a little bit about you, your time in real estate, and what your team and your business looks like.
Well, I'm old. So I've been around 17 years, and we have a small boutique brokerage. We're small, mighty. We've been together a long time from the beginning, and it's a utopia where I work. It's awesome. It really is. But I love hearing that you're having the best year ever. I mean, so far, I hate saying I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop because I think that's a terrible way to live. But it's been a good year. I don't know what else to say other than that's awesome and surprising.
Funny, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There's still lots of business out there, and I think there's lots of people that aren't working. And so I think the people that are working and working hard are taking advantage of it. Yeah. What about you, Rico? Tell us a little bit about you and your business. You're muted.
Hello, my name is Rigo Garcia. I'm from Las Vegas. I'm in Devon's office, and I've been practicing real estate for like 4 years now, and been loving it ever since. With this whole COVID thing, I've realized that the best thing to do is just always stay in contact with your sphere and people that you've helped in the past, and your friends and family. Just always just follow up with them. I've always been consistent with my SOI. So I've always focused on that, and I feel like I've been doing well. The goals, there was a little setback, but that's not an excuse. Kind of saw it more as an opportunity, knowing that other agents were, taking their foot out of the gas pedal. So we started going a little bit harder, and we're starting to see results. And hopefully we can surpass the goal that we had, before COVID. So
Love it. Love hearing that and seeing that. It's anything's possible out there. It's what you put your mind to and what you do, right?
exactly.
What about you, Billy, in your fabulous backyard? We're all like jealous here in Las
This
Vegas.
is just a fake backdrop.
There's a bird flying over there, Billy. It's not fake.
It's a really good fake backdrop. Oh, geez. Anyway, yeah, so I've been in the business. I'm on my 21st year. Can't believe how fast. I remember that when you're brand new in the business, you're always going like, what do I tell people? Like, I don't want people to know I'm new. And they're like, oh, tell them you're in your first year. Sounds better than 2 weeks, right? But I'm in my 21st year, and I absolutely love what I do. I can never do anything else. You couldn't pay me enough to put a suit on and commute into a city and work for somebody. I'm not hireable in corporate America. But this year, has been interesting, just like for everybody else. I think going into the shutdown in March, a lot of us were fearful of the unknown, but after 4 weeks of, 5 weeks into it, sales started increasing, and we increased week after week after week after week. And I think, we're basically back to pre-COVID levels of activity. And, so there's a lot going on. I think it's a head scratcher. I'm on pace to do, I'm not on pace where my goal was set, but I'm on pace to at least do a little bit better than last year, which I'm okay with. Okay. I don't know if people look at contentness as a weakness but I'm very happy and grateful for what I have and what I do, but I'm still always looking to do more, do better, be more efficient. And I love working on projects now. And just like Jeff, at one point a while ago, I had my own company, I had a big team, and then scaled back, pulled back. I'm lean and mean now. I've got 2 people that work for me. I'm very slow and very methodical about my growth. And, I am looking to expand with an ISA, so there's things, a concierge, a personal concierge for my clients, a couple of things and projects I'm working on. And that's really what I like focusing on right now in the business. I love my past clients. I love meeting with people, but I love figuring out and doing projects, to figure out how to increase my service and make the client experience a lot better. I want to deliver the best client experience anyone's ever had. So that's kind of what I'm striving to do in my business all the time, and that's what I love about it. You can do whatever you want and be as creative as you want. So that's where I'm at right now, and I think we've all been been doing things right, and we're all very blessed and to be in this business. But the last thing I'll say is it is a head scratcher looking at the activity right now with the with the unemployment and with the pandemic that's going on. But, again, these are things that, I try to meet with people, professionals in different areas of industry to get their perspective on where they think things are going to go. I'm talk to some old school REO agents out back in the day, and try to find out, what rumblings they're hearing. Like I have my opinions and some people have their opinions, but always trying to get more information and learn as much as you can and get different perspective from people, so you can give your clients the facts and educate them, but not be the messenger, but just be the messenger of the message, right? And that's really what I'm trying to do right now is get as much information, data, facts, opinions from experts, and just sharing that with people, good or bad. I'm very bullish on things moving forward, but we don't have crystal balls. It's going to be hard to say, without knowing what's down the pipe. I'm in California right now. You guys probably heard they shut down bars and gyms again. So who knows? What Sisolak's going to do and how that might affect things. I hope not, but it's a lot of this stuff's out of our control. So we just need to learn how to adjust and roll with it and figure out how to do the best we can under the circumstances.
Thank you for that, Billy. And I love I love your thirst for knowledge, and as we're all seeking answers, right? None of us have the crystal ball, and I didn't think 19 weeks ago we'd be asking agents to come back, because I know you've been with us before, Tamara, Rigo, Jeff. It's a great pleasure to have you with us. And things really have changed. I think for a minute we thought we were in the clear. Things started opening back up. Seems as if there are some new concerns, as you had mentioned, unemployment. The benefit should run out in about 7 to 8 weeks for people who are collecting unemployment, plus the additional $600. How have your businesses changed since we last spoke, or in the last, let's call it 10 weeks? How have your businesses changed? What are you doing differently?
Do you want me to go?
Please do, yeah.
Okay, so 5 years ago, I had an epiphany that get back to the basics with, with a Sphere database, relationship building. I'm happy I did that. Always looking to one up. If it's a 9 out of 10, how do I get it to be a 10? How do I keep? So I think what this has taught me, and I think it was Rigo that mentioned this, but really what it comes down to is your past clients, your sphere of influence, people you know. They're they can never be, the rug can't be pulled out from under you with those people. I do heavy marketing with Zillow, but I'm always keeping them on a short leash, measuring return. At any time, that rug can be pulled out. You're in the REO business, and the REO, they decide that they don't want to give you any accounts. The rug's pulled out from under you. But your database, your clients, those are your relationships. It's for another agent to come in and steal that. You really kind of have to not be nurturing that relationship properly. So I've just decided I'm going to one up constantly as much as I can with my relationships, because at the end of the day, regardless of the market, those are the people that are going to take care of me. Because I've noticed also, as far as internet leads, people generating internet leads, whereas a year or two ago, you might have been competing with two people. Now I'll get an internet lead, and I'll call them right away, and they're like, "Oh, we already have 4 appointments for listings set up." And I'm like, so
Wow.
I think internet leads are they're with technology. The way that's been changing is there are so many people that these leads are exposed to, regardless of the source of the platform. So people are getting hit by 5, 8 people, so the competition to get that business is so great. The competition to get your past clients is you're the only one that's in the way of that. You have to really, screw it up and not do certain basic things in order to try to get that repeat business. So, that's been the thing for me that I've really ramped up. I'm putting a concierge program together, and that's going to be really awesome. And that's how I'm kind of one-upping things. But I think that's been the biggest lesson for me throughout all this.
And you even started some cooking tips I saw at the barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Was it last week, the week before, having some fun with it? That's really relatable.
Listen, that's again, it's branding. You know what I mean? Branding to my past clients and stuff, and it's all just part of the staying in front of people, showing them that you're a normal human being with a family and like to have fun, and
Yep.
But at the end of the day, you have to constantly be honing and fine tuning your craft in this business, and you have to do a good job and be better than everyone else. But again, you still have to be likable, and you still have to stay on top of mind consciousness and at the forefront of people's social media too.
Yep.
I heard there's a panelist dinner at Billy's house next week, right?
I'll be back. That sounds great.
Perfect.
Love it. Love it. Who else would like to share how their business has changed or what they're doing differently 19 weeks into this?
Well, for our team, we have done obviously a lot more virtual stuff and doing more videos and getting out there. Frankly, I will tell you, I hate that. I hate doing videos. It's just not my thing, but I think it's very important, because if you can't meet face to face and people want to see you as a real human, just like Billy doing cooking classes and all of that kind of stuff. And the other thing that we have done is we have done mailers, out to our database, and we've always been strong about our database. We don't fall too far from them in any way. We might try some other marketing things, but 90% of them are a bunch of hooey. And staying with our databases is the way to go in all of our businesses.
In any market, right? It's a long game.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Anyone else like to share? Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, so things have changed. Like the way we operate has had to change a little bit, and how we communicate with our clients and the services that we offer and how we put a listing up on the market, and like our process has had to change. But I know kind of to piggyback off of both what Billy and Tammy said is that, you know, it's like, it's still the same game. We're still going and connecting with our sphere and still nurturing our database, and like that in terms of lead generation, like that really we haven't changed all that much. One thing I am doing that's a little bit just personally for me, it's different, is networking has been a bit different. I think the people that are really struggling right now are small businesses, right? So because we are in an industry that's very self-promotion heavy, right? As a team, we've already done a ton of video, and we do a lot of Facebook stuff, and we do, you know, we boost every post, and we're just, you know, we're very self-promotional, right? Other small businesses really aren't. So I've been trying to reach out to them and sort of use what I know to help them grow. So we've been doing discussions, like online Q&A sessions with local businesses, leaders in the community, and basically just trying to help them get some exposure. And it's been pretty cool because we built some good loyalty from my sphere. Like I'm increasing my network, which is huge, and I never really did a lot of networking before. And then I'm also getting like some pretty solid loyalty from these guys. So like, you know, I know my CPA has a new client because of the Q&A that we did. The state attorney that I interviewed, I'm listing her house now. The pizza shop that we did an interview with, like there's opportunities for her. She has like a couple other businesses that have helped like her connect. So basically just trying to share what I know and what I'm already doing with other people that I think it could help too. So that's been one of the biggest changes for us.
That's awesome.
That is.
You know, one of the things that I don't know if you guys ever, you know, who Jeffrey Gittimer is. He's a sales trainer. Love the guy. But he did a course on the new normal, and exactly what he said is be there to help. You know, find out from your clients what they need, how you can help them. Don't make it about sales, because you offer to help, you find a way to help, and the business is going to be yours at some point when it's you know, when the timing is right. But right now is more of the time to offer to help. You know, what can we do for you, not what can you do for me? And that's, you know, his example right there actually just, you know, triggered something that has been on my list that hasn't quite got done yet. So I appreciate him bringing that up, because there's some things I need to do also.
You know, I think always coming from abundance or gratitude is always better than the alternative, right? It puts you in a much better mindset and a way to behave, and things flow your way. Rico, did you have anything you wanted to add to that? You're muted again.
Patty keeps muting me. No, but yeah, I agree with Jeff and Billy. And you know, with Jeff, I have a lot of things in common with Jeff. You know, I do call out a bunch of my friends and family that have businesses to see what we can do to help each other out, to get our business and our name out there. You know, and it's all referred based as well. And you know, I do little things. You know, it could be as small as, it might sound funny, but you know, I play PlayStation sometimes. You know, when I have time. And a bunch of my friends play. They're about my age. And it could be as simple as, you know, hey, you know, it sparked in my head. I was like, well, this is a business owner. How can we get other business owners to sponsor a tournament for FIFA, which is a soccer? So we made a little group of business owners to pitch in, and then we did a tournament of 30 people, and we paid all the fees and everything. But then we got together and then we started, chatting. So I met a few people from different industries that I never knew. And I was like, this is pretty cool because now I'm knowing successful people, and our young sphere is growing, and how can we help each other out? And everyone's been pushing them towards me as far as real estate. I've been pushing them towards, plumbers or whatever business they might have. And then I started thinking, I was like, how many people can I meet in 2020? And I was like, and start scaling from there every year. 2021, can I beat 2020? 2022, can I beat 2021 and 20? So with Command, I'm putting a little tab of 2020 for all the people I've met. And then
Nice.
I'm gonna put 2020 and see how many people pull up, and then see if I can beat them next year. And little things like that I've been doing. I've been big with Sphere. I see the most results from Sphere. And like Billy, I do get Zillow. And to me, I might be wrong. I'm newer to the business, but I'm like, how can you beat Zillow? I was like, if you take their leads and you make them yours, and you let them know that you're the person to deal with, and you get their trust and confidence so they can send you all their friends and family, so they don't tell them, hey, go to Zillow, they have great agents. No, go with Regal. He'll take care of you. And then from there, build my sphere, and they would be part of my 2020 people that I've met. And I've been doing that, and I've been getting referrals from the people I've been closing that have been coming up from Zillow. Because there's only so much that you can touch your database. And I want to keep growing that database with people I don't know, and people from, that would probably never be. So.
And I love how you're tracking it, because when you know how many people you put in, you can just up it, right? You can just keep on growing it, and that's going to be your business and your world. And let's shift for a minute and let's talk about technology. Anything you guys are doing that's different maybe, or that you've gotten just a lot better at since this started, and anybody who's doing anything at a high level with virtual open houses. I keep on asking this in the hope that somebody's doing something well virtually with getting contact information or being successful. Anybody want to go? Jeff, you're nodding your head.
Yeah, I could jump in. I've been talking a lot about virtual open houses lately. So I already have my whole spiel that I could talk about that. So we started virtual open houses almost like right away. We had a listing go live right when the governor issued stay at home for us. So like, I want to say the listing went live on like the Wednesday, and then he said it was stay at home on Friday, right?
Well, and you guys were actually shut down for a while. You weren't allowed to go show for a while.
Right.
So that was during that time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was literally we could not show a house, right? So, and for open houses, I don't know for everybody listening what the impact does for you guys for an open house. For us, I tracked the numbers, and in 2018 and 19, about 20% of the listings that I had sold from doing an open house. Maybe not necessarily that buyer writing the offer with me on the spot, but they had an agent or some combination of something, but that buyer touched down at the open house, and I was able to speak to them about the house and sell it. And so I have told that to a lot of my clients. And so when they were like, well, we're not doing open houses, I'm like, oh no, like I've been conditioning them to expect that, there's a 20% chance that their house could sell at an open house. And I just took that away from them. So we really created the virtual open house strategy to appease them. I didn't know exactly what would happen. I wanted to get them some additional exposure, and I just didn't know what to expect. Now that I've done about like 10 of them, I think, or more, the open, it still does appease them. It still gives you an opportunity to speak, to speak to your listing and help sell your listing and showcase your listing, maybe more than like a normal video or an ad or whatever would. But the lead gen it's very much like an online, it's kind of like an online lead. It's not your or for my experience, for our process, because we basically have people we advertise that the virtual open house is about to start. or is happening. And then we send people to a landing page where they have to register basically in order to attend the virtual open house.
Let me back up for a minute. I want to know how you're doing it. So you're running a Facebook event or an ad, or what are you doing to get it started?
Yeah, so I'm literally doing all of the things I would normally do for an open house. We even have, do I have a, yes. So here's I even do a postcard, like you're invited to a virtual open, I would normally say you're invited to an open house, come see us at 10 a.m. on Saturday. But now I'm saying go to virtual open house Roseville and attend the event, right? But so I do postcards. I do lately I've been doing Facebook lead forms, and I've been using Command for that. But you can you can do it just through Facebook as well. So I run an ad. It's the simplest version. I run an ad. I send them to a landing page that says this virtual open house is going to be on, Saturday at 10 a.m. Register here for updates and reminders, or I think that's the verbiage. And then they register, and then they get an invitation to the link to the virtual open house. And I also still stream it on Facebook and still stream it on YouTube, because might as well get some additional exposure, right? If you're going to take the time to do a virtual open house, why not still show it to some people for free, I guess. But I'm gauging intention. So the first time I did it, or the first time I really tracked it, I generated about 12 leads, and with email and phone number, and 7 people showed up, right, to the virtual open house. And I was kind of bummed out about it. Honestly, I'm like, an online lead thing and only 12 people registered. And and by the way, my ad spend was just $50. So, and I was like, man, 12 leads, 12 people registered, and only 7 people showed up. And then I was like, for $50 and 30 minutes, I did a 30-minute virtual open house, and I didn't leave my house. I was literally virtual. I had 7 people attend my open house and 12 people sign up for $50. Like that's amazing. If 12 or 7 people walked into a real open house within 30 minutes, I'd be pumped. So anyhow,
That's great.
yeah. And then the follow-up is just the same as the normal follow-up, like with a lead, right? It's a little bit different because you didn't see them face to face and have a conversation. Hey, it was nice to meet you. I know we talked about this, that's a normal open house follow-up, but this is a little bit more like online lead type follow-up, right? So it's still too early. I can't report a ton of success from it. Honestly, I'm just still nurturing a lot of these leads, but I think we're probably 60 some odd leads, generated over the last over the last 10 or so open houses that we've done. So.
What do you think out of those first 7 leads? Do you think there's anything there that'll turn into something?
I do, yeah, because it's an online lead, but it's a little bit better than I just wanted to see the pictures. They're like, no, I wanted to watch this virtual open house. And I wanted to sit there and watch it for 30 minutes, The thing that I like about it is if you get an online lead and they go to whatever it is you're sending them to, normally it's to a listing, the bounce rate, they're going to leave that listing pretty soon. This lead is a little bit different. They're a little bit more committed. They don't get something right away. They just get the opportunity to go to watch it. And then once they go, they're there for maybe they're not there the whole time, but they're there for a substantial period of time. So you have so much extra time to influence and then show them who you are. So in terms of online lead, it's the biggest influence that you can have over an online lead, I think, right now.
Love it. Thank you for sharing that. It's interesting because it's a question I keep on asking. You're ahead of a lot of people, I think, in that. Who else is doing something with technology that's different now than it was in February or early March?
We started with a different Facebook campaign that has been pretty
I tell you
successful.
what,
And so, anyway, I'm having just a little bit of technical difficulty, just so you know. It's getting really glitchy on my side. I don't know if it has any difference on your side, but anyway, that has been really successful, and it's probably generating now. The lead quality is more like a 12-month, 6 to 12 month out. What we're finding, and some of them don't have the correct telephone number or email address, but it is generating a lot of leads through this new form that we're using, a lot better than just our regular Facebook ads. So I'll have to ask Donna what we're using, but it is coming through pretty nice.
Nice. Anybody else, anything you're doing with technology that you want to share? Billy, you look like you're dying to say
no,
something.
no, not at all. The answer to your question is I'm not,
Okay.
because, but I've started forcing myself to learn. I signed up for BombBomb, and I never did videos on my social media. So even though that stuff's been around for a while, I was so far behind on it, but it did force me to have to learn this, and I actually enjoy it. So it put me in a position to learn and do more videos online, and learn how to use some technology that's been there for a while, but that I didn't know how to use yet. So anything you do for video technology and everything, even just something simple with, I want to create a video and send it to my database. I have platforms that you can put a link, but to something, but not like BombBomb where you can. It's like an icon or picture, and it's just a little better and more professional. And they can kind of see what's going on with that. So there's a few things that it has forced me to learn how to do, which has been very, very helpful. And Jeff, I want to get your information, because I've got a few questions for you after this regarding, maybe some of the specifics on or some questions about your virtual open houses, because in listening to him, when somebody's going to sit down and spend 30 minutes of their time watching something, that to me is a way better lead than somebody that just pops into your open house because they're bored driving by. That to me is a much higher quality lead. So, that just kind of brought up some things into my head that I have questions on, that, that where I can talk to him afterwards. So if you want to share his information, let me know. That'd be great.
We definitely will. In fact, we might ask Jeff to come back on and walk us through his from start to finish, because I think that would be really powerful to share with agents. I think everyone's trying to figure it out. And I do feel like this time has sped us up a lot. I mean, if you look at the world now, how many people could Zoom March 1st versus now? I think like 98% of people can Zoom, including grandmas that are 99 years old. They still know how to talk to their grandkids on Zoom, and my 5-year-old can Zoom, and everybody, it's a different time. I think we sped up in many ways that it might have taken us 3 years to get there otherwise, and instead we push forward. I think that's good. Is there anything anybody else wanted to add about technology that they're doing that's different in the last 19 weeks?
I have a quick little add-on to something that Billy said. It's not quite a nugget, but it's like a little flake. In terms of, but it's related to what I was talking about and reaching out to like my sphere and helping them to improve their like online strategy, and it speaks to BombBomb. So I did a video for people on I posted it online. BombBomb is giving educators or teachers free accounts. So Billy, if you're using BombBomb and you're loving it, maybe like go online, post it on Facebook, or send a BombBomb to your sphere and say, hey, who do you know that's a teacher that wants to stay connected with their students or their whatever, and wants to use this platform that I'm now using in my business to stay connected with you, my friends, my sphere. That was my video. I said, hey, I've been using video in my business for a long time. I want to stay connected face to face, even though I can't get out and see it in person. And if you know of any teacher that wants to stay face to face with their people, then go to this link. And it was just like a freebie for them, a little thing.
Awesome.
Thanks. That's a nice tidbit. Got my mind racing.
Good value
Yes.
bit right there.
Cool.
So let me ask you, each one, everybody had expressed how they had larger teams and they've restructured their businesses to have smaller, more powerful teams now, which I love because I don't always think bigger is better when it comes to team building. How has that allowed you through your team members to leverage more to your SOI to provide more personalized service and outreach? Have each one of you been doing the bulk of it? Talk to us a little bit about your teams and having the smaller structure, how that's benefited you during this time.
The structure of our team has not really changed a whole lot. I mean, I always tease people, I go, well, you hire one of us, you got us all. We all
Right.
together, we have each other's back. We have an office manager who is awesome and handles all our transactions. But from an agent standpoint, it's communal. We work
Nice.
with everybody. So, and that really hasn't changed during this time at all.
So it's interchangeable and everybody knows everybody, which is nice. More depth.
Yep.
Thank you for that. Anyone else?
I could chime in. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but
That's okay.
no, I mean, my team structured, so to go from a big team of, there was, 8 other agents and then 2 lead agents and then staff. And now I'm basically a solo agent with 2 employees, what it's helped do during this time is I have a lot more time to spend like actually connecting with my clients. I know some big team leaders that have a lot of agents and just like all of us, it was a scary time 90 days ago or more than that now. And I can only imagine like the level of involvement and commitment they had to like helping their agents get through that time. So for me, I'm very, whatever I do, it's just me, so I'm lucky in that regard. And I was able to spend time with my 2 employees only and my clients that I love and care about. And, it sounds maybe selfish to say, but I'm just glad that I didn't have to train a bunch or, help a bunch of other agents, 8 other agents through this time. But props to everybody that is doing that and you guys as leaders, in the office for doing stuff like this. I mean, it's amazing. I don't know how you do it, but.
And I like that with the smaller team, you're able to run a little bit faster, right? Because you can get everybody in alignment. If it's just yourself and 2 employees, I would think if you have great communication, you've hired talent, you're able to really move quickly and service the people, really stay focused on that 20%, your clients, instead of getting caught up doing other things that maybe aren't as beneficial.
Totally.
Well, nice. Let's talk a little bit about mindset. We're down the stretch here. We're 19 weeks in. What's everybody doing to keep their mindset up? Whether it be how you start your day, do you exercise, you're reading, share with the audience what you're doing.
In California, that's how he's keeping his mindset up. He got into the heat and went to California.
I was wondering how he was sitting outside in this oppressive heat here, not sweating.
I just start drinking every day at 4. So that's how I do it. I'm just kidding. Well,
yeah, if you've earned it, why not? 4 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Exactly. For me, it's mindset is everything because it's the foundation of your attitude and how you approach your life. Okay. And it, whether it's business, your relationships, your health, whatever it is, it all comes down to that fundamental important thing. So, being very conscious of whatever I'm doing for personal development or growth is always very, very important, whether it's something spiritual or business, whatever. Always trying to be to make sure that I'm doing certain things every year, spending some money and being very intentional about what exactly it is that I want to do. What business leader, business guru, or whatever is interests me do I connect with. I want to go on a retreat. I want to go see them live. I want to, so that's kind of the tools that I use, because I do understand that that type of growth, and making sure your mindset is right. When I say all the time, it's never right all the time. We're human beings, but as much as possible, and being able to reel ourselves in as much as possible when we notice we're starting to drift, having that awareness to pull ourselves back in. And, because if we don't do it, who else is going to do it? Right. So we're talking to our clients, our kids, our family, whoever it might be, just keeping things positive, because, we all know this, is that we always, all of there's a great Mark Twain quote, but I'm the worst at regurgitating these things. But, 99% of all of the things we run through our mind that are going to happen never happen, probably 99.9%. So, having that understanding that not to make stuff up in your mind as to what's going to happen, where things might go, and just taking care of everything right now, and focusing on what you can control, not what you can't control. That's really the main thing, is, that's what I try to do on a daily basis.
Yeah, and your mind, to put it, I love that, because your mind is your servant, not your master, right? You control it, you control the input, the output, and it's the most complicated computer system we have. Good stuff in, good stuff out.
Yeah, garbage in, garbage out. That's exactly right.
That's it. Who else would like to share what they're doing? Keep their mind set up.
It's not necessarily a mindset for me. I'm a positive person most of the time, and exercise and all that on a personal level, but I'm sure that all of you are getting questions from clients. I get it daily. What do you think's going to happen? Like, I wish I knew. It'd be awesome. I think it would be a great thing. But one of the things that I think as real estate agents, and keeping the mindset of the people around us healthy and happy, is telling them Vegas is flipping awesome. It is an amazing place. Sorry, Jeff. I'm sure your place is very wonderful as well. And I know, Billy, you're in a wonderful place personally right now. But what I'm saying is there are so many cool things happening in our city, so many positive things. They're building like a 2 million square foot facility in Henderson, Haas Animation. I don't know if y'all heard about that. And all the growth that's going on in North Las Vegas, and all the jobs that are going to be coming in. I mean, we were on a great trajectory for Vegas to begin this, and it's going to continue. Got a little bump in the road, but people will have jobs. It will come back. We're going to be a city not just of entertainment. There's other stuff coming in. And sorry, that's my mindset. I love that.
I love it.
And I'm excited about what's going to happen here.
Seeing the glass half full, because it definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what? One other thing, if nobody is gonna add to anything, Tamara, I'm just here visiting. Vegas is my place. I would never move here. I don't know. As nice as it is, great to visit. Never want to live here, but the one of the other things is routine. Bookending your day with your morning routine and your nighttime routine is very important for setting the tone and mindset. Exercise, obviously, we all know what that does. But when the shutdown first started, it was kind of funny. How many of you guys kind of like got caught with a deer in the headlight, right? And all of a sudden your routines fell apart. I was like waking up late, not getting dressed, making excuses for not doing what I would normally do on a daily basis. It wasn't until maybe 4 to 6 weeks into it where I was like, I was an exercise. I was like, I need to get back to my routine. As soon as I got back to my morning routine, getting up early, getting dressed, just planning, planning, scheduling, getting things done, that's when things just got back and started rolling again. And I was like out of that fear mindset of, there's going to be, zombie apocalypse coming, and, getting down to the reality of okay, we're, here's where we're at. I'm just going to keep pushing forward and doing everything I can. So having a routine, morning and evening especially, are extremely important to keep that mindset at a high level.
I'm so glad you said that, Billy, because I think it's critical. And I think some agents, we started being like, what are you wearing? Are you dressed? Do you have your pajamas on still, or what's going on? Because it's 12 o'clock and you should already have done a whole bunch of things. And there still are some people that they're at home, so they're at home and they're not functioning at a high level. So thank you for sharing that. This has gone by really fast. We're almost at a time. So I want to ask each of you, and I'm going to ask you first, Jeff, parting words of wisdom for the agents that are out there. But before you give us your parting words of wisdom, Jeff, I want to know, if I have a referral for Sacramento, I want to know the areas that you cover and then the best way to get in touch with you. If I have a referral, what do I do?
Sure. Yeah, thank you. That's awesome. So my team name, so if you look me up, I spelled, Jeff Goolsby. Jeff is spelled the correct way, Geoff. And if you looked up the Goolsby Group, you'd for sure find my website and, I'm sure all of my information, but pretty easy to find. Or if you just email me, Jeff at the Goolsby Group, that'd be a great way to get in touch as well. So yeah, Sacramento is a big place. Because I do have a licensed assistant that helps with showing properties and stuff, we can cover a decent amount of ground. My specialty is for sure Placer County, Roseville, Rockland, Lincoln, Granite Bay. So if you're familiar with any of those towns, or if you have people, we have a lot of people that are actually moving out of California. So it's more likely that I'll have that you might have a seller, contingent offers or contingent sales. Like if you have someone that's buying a property in Vegas or really anywhere, and they've got to sell their house quickly, and you want to get their contingent offer accepted, let's connect on that for sure, because I have a ton of success with contingent sales, even in a hot market. And what was the second question? Sorry.
Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You brought some good value, and we're going to get back online and do another class with you on virtual opens, because I think that's a value add. My parting question to everybody, and you can go first, is what words of wisdom do you have for the agents that are out there that are listening? What should they do going forward in this COVID market that it's changing, but we're still going to be in it for a while? What advice do you have for them?
So I was quiet on the mindset part, but because I felt like the things I was going to say are a lot like what Billy would say or Tamara would say. I would say that, like, focus on mindset, right? Like that. I hear that so often in these panels, but literally, like, I can't tell you the perfect thing for every single person. Focus on your mindset, put good stuff in. It's a two-part answer. I'll answer the mindset thing, and then I'll say what to do next. But I only put good stuff in my brain, right? My current one that I'm revisiting is Lead the Field. Earl Nightingale. He's the guy that wrote The Strangest Secret. Anyhow, I just listen to good stuff. There's so much bad that you could potentially listen to. And I do actually still sometimes get trapped there, but then I have to listen to extra good stuff or read extra good stuff to kind of counter it out. Also, I follow data. So I follow Keeping Current Matters, and I track my local real estate data or MLS data, just so that I know what's real and I don't get wrapped up into some story. And then the third thing that I do to protect my mindset is I have a coach. Actually, I have two coaches. I've been with Tom Ferry for a very long time, so I have a Tom Ferry coach, and then I have a Tony Robbins organization coach as well, but just like heavily coached, so I have support. If you can't afford a coach, get a friend, someone that just encourages you and keeps you moving. And then what I would say to do, other than just have a strong mindset, so to answer your question, is do. If you have an idea, do it. Because right now there's so much grace, right? Relatively speaking, we have some crazy things happening in the world. There's obviously there's whatever. We won't focus on the bad. There's so much grace right now in just doing. People have compassion and they want to see you, do. It's okay to do. If you have good intentions, like, now is your time to shine, because people are watching, and they'll remember that you were the one that, like, went out there and went after your goal and did the crazy thing and made it public, and maybe that didn't work for you. Maybe virtual open houses tanked completely for you, but they'll remember, man, he tried to do that. That was really cool. Or she went after her goal and made it public, and there's some grace and stuff there. So I guess keep your mind right and do. Those are my parting words for everybody watching. Sorry.
Love it. Thank you. You've been a great addition today. Really enjoyed your demeanor and your presentation. It's been good. Tamara, what about you? What words of wisdom do you have for the agents that are out there listening?
Okay, there we go. Couldn't get my cursor to work. I think that as a community, like I said earlier, I think a lot of people are looking to realtors to build the confidence up of what is going to happen in our future market. And so I would say to real estate agents out there, please be a student of your market and what is going to happen. Just all the stuff I was talking about prior with the commercial stuff and how jobs are going to be here. And it is hopeful and it is awesome. And to just keep that positive message going out there and know what to be the expert. Not really an expert, but be, what is it that Gary Keller says, be the source of the information. So I would say, keep your game strong.
Love it. So true. And I think, we're all leaders and people look to us. So the calmer and the more focused and you're right, just the information that we can provide it, the better off we're going to be. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here. Rico, what about you? What parting words of wisdom do you have for the agents that are out there?
Yeah. Coronavirus can be either an excuse or an opportunity. And I see it as an opportunity because a lot of people are, they're not going as hard as they should. And, with a pandemic or no pandemic, good economy or bad economy, people always need a place to live. So just remember that, understand the value of real estate. There's a lot of people that, one of the questions that I hear is like, I'm going to rent for now. So I want to understand why you want to rent, and then I'm going to tell you the value of buying. And right now with the interest rates being so low, it's cheaper to buy a home than it is to rent. And then if you can explain to them the value that you get off of it, with inheriting it, all this spiel. And then there's so much opportunity with real estate, and you can have them understand, the potential they have of investing and all that good stuff at the end. People start realizing that, what, it is true. Like, you can either wait or no, it's like a lot of people want to wait and see what happens. But like, this saying that I heard, it's like, you can either, they say it's better to buy real estate and wait than wait to buy real estate. Because, interest rates might go up, or we might keep going up, some kind of vaccine or whatever, and we can continue to go up and might miss the opportunity. Maybe it was right now. But I don't know. It's just the way I look at it. And it's like, to me, there's never an excuse. Real estate, there might be a smaller percentage, but how do we capture that small percentage that's available and not let it slip away? And there's people that are still operating or doing even better, like Jeff and all the other, or Billy. There's a lot of opportunities. Just go find it.
Well said. I do believe there's a lot of opportunities. Anytime there's a downturn, there's an opportunity. The people take advantage of it, always come out ahead. It's funny because I was talking to my son last night about investments, and we bought a rental with him when he was in Reno, and then we exchanged it into 2 properties here when he finished school. And I have an opinion about what I think we should do with that money, and he has an opinion. We were talking about it, and he said, if we're at the top of the market. It's the highest median sales price we've seen in a long time. Maybe we should sell it. And I said, well, we could. But I also look at back in 2008, I had a bunch of rentals and I didn't sell them. And they were worth 350 and then became worth 150, but then they're back to 350. And the tenant paid the rent all the way through there. So it didn't really impact me. If you're in there for the long game, it depends on what matters. And I too think the interest rates are crazy right now. So the opportunities are definitely there. Billy, what about you? What parting words of wisdom do you have for us from cool, calm California?
I'll keep it as quick to the point because there's so much, but plan and prepare. Okay. So you should never go to bed at night not knowing what you're going to do the next day. Okay. When you do that, you wake up very reactive. Okay. I mean, it happens to me. I wake up in the morning, if I didn't go through that exercise, floundering, just walking around the kitchen, drinking coffee, not sure, sit at my desk. What am I going to do now? The same thing happens if I go to work out. If I go into the gym without a plan in place first, I suck. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know what to do. It's a very strange thing. I don't know if it's, when you get older, these things happen, but at the very least, I do a month planning, put all my big rocks in, and everything gets filled in, but no later than the night before do I know exactly what I'm doing the next day. Sure, things can happen. Somebody calls me, hey, come over, I need you to list my house. No, I'm sorry, but I'm filling out note cards. I can't come. That will never happen. Okay. You know what I mean? But have a plan, stick to it, know what you're going to do so you can be proactive and you're not reacting to your day. You will be so much more productive. Darren Hardy is one of my favorite business gurus. I do a lot of work with him, and it has been so instrumental as far as tips and tricks on focus and how to remove distractions from your life. It's just, but that's the main thing is plan, prepare, and, don't just say, I'm going to prospect from 9 to 10. What exactly are you going to do to prospect? If you're going to prospect to clients, how many, for how long? What is your goal or commitment to that prospecting session? So have it laid out so that when you get up, boom, you're off to the races, running, efficient, your mind is right, and you'll be so much more successful. You'll create so much more.
Love it. And that's the only way you'll know if you finished it, right? If you don't know what your goal is, how do you know, okay, I'm prospecting, so at 12 o'clock I stop, but what did you do? I love it. It's well said. You guys have been really great today. I appreciate all of you, and thank you for the willingness to share. I'm sure a lot of agents will take things away and watch for our upcoming virtual tour panel too. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been
Bye-bye.
fun, guys.
Bye. Thank
Enjoy
you.
California,
Thanks,
Billy.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
See you guys later. Take care.